1982 Apple Monitor 3. So as mentioned, this is a 1982 Apple Monitor 3, which is the first monitor that Apple made. Of course, it doesn't look too great with graphical, videos and stuff. These monitors have a really long, slow slow refresh rate, I guess, because the phosphor hangs in there. And of course it's a green, monochrome green, because it was designed for text-based, designed to be used with text-based systems. So, it'd be a black background with some green text, and it looks really good with that. Still nice and sharp. Only problem with this monitor that I see, there's a couple of nicks. I ordered this on eBay and somehow it arrived in one piece. Oh yeah, here you go. This will show you how long this phosphor stays on for. But watch. See how long it keeps, you can see the image for? So when you're watching a video, that kind of blurs it. Anyway, if you look all this dirt here, if you're unfamiliar with the Apple Monitor 3, it has a screen over the CRT here, kind of like a Windows screen, but much finer. You can't really see it, but if you listen, it's a screen, and it's in good shape. There's no rips or damage or anything in it. It's an anti-glare screen is what it is. So I'm going to take the monitor apart and remove this screen and try to clean it. And if not, I might just remove it, because that's what most people do. But it's in good shape. I don't really want to remove it, but if I have to, I will. And the other thing, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do anything about it or not, is adjust the positioning, because currently you can see there's a gap here, but if you saw when it had the circle, almost circle, it was overstretched because it's going way over scanning at the bottom, and then the picture's also shifted this way. You can see it's almost to the edge there, and it's over scanning there. So we're going to open it up and see what we can't do. What we can't do about that, and then we'll put it back together still broken. But, well, it's not broken, it's just kind of out of whack. You can see on the back here, oops, I dropped my whole contraption on the ground here. You can see on the back here, Apple Monitor 3, manufactured July of 1992 by Hitachi. And you got your brightness, vertical hold, and vertical size, and of course vertical size will not adjust the positioning. Somebody's already removed this screw in here. We got a screw here and two on the bottom. And of course this just uses a composite video in, so if you have anything with a composite cable, just plug it right in there. Of course this was designed for use with an Apple III computer or any Apple II series computer, as in an Apple II Plus, which would make up the Swan computer. If you don't know what that is, you can look it up. So, all 4 feet are still here. It's actually in pretty decent shape. It's not all dirty or anything. And for the price I paid for this, it's definitely really decent, because these do go for quite a bit, as with anything early Apple. Make sure we're still in frame here. Now, oh yeah, I gotta take this out. I always feel the need to say, when I'm working on a device with a CRT, don't try this at home unless you know what you're doing. CRTs can kill you, can and will kill you. They're not something for an unexperienced person to play around with unless you are serious about putting time into figuring out what you're doing. So I'm going to pull you off the tripod. And if we look in here, everything looks alright. It actually looks pretty clean. Top of that board's clean. I'm looking at these controls, and I'm seriously doubting that they have anything to do with, you know, the positioning or whatever. I don't know if maybe this yoke has somehow moved. I don't think it has. Horizontal subhold, horizontal hold, brightness, focus. What I'm going to do, we need to be extremely careful here, because this is one of these really thin-necked CRTs. I'm going to attempt to slightly, I don't want to rotate it, but push in the yoke here a bit. And I think it's all the way how it's going to go. Yeah, so it'll slide back, but it's pretty much all the way how it's going to go forward. Now, interestingly, there's like some magnet type things here, and one of them isn't on here. I'm wondering if those have anything to do with the positioning. I'm going to flip this around, and definitely don't try this at home. I'm going to power it on. Once again, very high voltages inside of CRTs. Don't play with them. They are not a joke. Okay. So, I need to hook up the signal, I guess, because the raster itself actually seems to be pretty decent. We also want to be careful not to touch anything inside of here, even if it's just metal, because we don't know if this is a hot chassis or not. And I have not put effort into figuring that out. I'm gonna... Ooh, look, that does adjust the positioning. So what if I put it on over here? Look at that. That's some weird stuff. Doesn't really do what I'm trying to do, though. That's kind of like a pincushion type adjustment. Not really adjusting the actual positioning of it. That looks flat right there. I think that's about the best we're getting. So I'm not going to mess with that too much, because it's okay how it is. So we're going to leave it. Unless there's some sort of special control. Here's a serviceman warning. I'd love to see that inside of an Apple product. Well, this isn't really an Apple product, but, you know, anything Apple sold today. Uses all Nichicon capacitors. This is actually a really good quality set. What I'm going to do is discharge the CRT and remove the CRT. Probably easier said than done. So, with a CRT this small, I'm gonna take my screwdriver and attach it to the grounding pin of the electrical cord. We're also going to turn the monitor on. It is unplugged, but we're going to turn the power switch on. And we should get a nice pop out of this. Yep, there it was, little spark. Not much of one. But then again, this is a small... It's not black and white, but it's green and white, and I imagine the voltages of, well, it's green and black and green. I would imagine the voltages of a black and green CRT are somewhat similar to that of a black and white. Now we're going to unplug the neck board and ensure that there's only one way it plugs in, and it is the case. If there's more than one way that it plugs in, we would obviously want to mark it as to not do something wrong and fry something. Looks like there's a little twisty-turny thing here that all these wires are held in with. And these are those weird turn, you know, they wrap around like a peg type connector. What I'm going to do is just pivot this board out of the way. Well, the yoke's connected to that too. Okay, so we're going to have to remove the yoke. So I'm going to put a mark on the top of it, and this line here will be level. Oh, we still got a little bit of charge in the CRT. CRTs can recharge themselves, by the way. They're scary things, they really are. We're going to remove this without twisting too much, very gently. Just kind of set it there and pivot this out of the way. That's out of the way, sure. And now, I wish I had something besides for this really fat-ass screwdriver. Now, we're going to remove... You know what, I'm going to have to go get a better screwdriver because I do not want to jab anything. Here we go, let's try this. Oh, so much better. Remove the CRT. You're going to do this corner to corner in an X pattern. Why? I don't know. And you should probably wear some safety glasses or something, just in case. This CRT has a built-in implosion band, not a removable implosion band like some old TVs. A lot of old TVs, you remove the implosion band, you have a, not a good chance, but a larger risk of the CRT imploding on you. Okay, we have some damage to one of these mounts. I don't know if this was something that happened during shipping or if it was something that happened previously. I'm not really supporting the CRT by the neck. I'm not lifting it by the neck. I'm just kind of holding it here with my hand so that it doesn't fall, but never lift a CRT by the neck. Anyway, I was saying I don't know if that was damage due to shipping, it was packed pretty well, or if it was just old brittle plastic, which is what I'm thinking is most likely the case. So it looks like we don't even need to fully remove this, although I will. It's just plugged in right here. There we go. I'm going to set this over there gently. CRTs are not as tough as they look. Let's look at this support here. I think what I'm going to do is pretend that's not like that, because it's still halfway good, and I don't plan on dropping it, so it should be okay. And you can see how the front of this CRT is absolutely disgusting. And also this screen, you can see better the anti-glare screen that goes over the CRT. I guess it goes that way. That kind of gets pressed. It's just a screen, and it's got some crap on it. So I'm going to try to clean this. It does have a small tear in it, but I believe that's above where the actual thing goes. I'm going to try to clean this see how it turns out. And then we'll, because it does blur it pretty good. We'll make a decision then on what we're going to do with it. Okay, if you're thinking it looks a little bit different, it does. I've gone ahead and made the executive decision to remove the anti-glare screen. It looks much better without it. And it does have a tear in it. I'm not going to get rid of this. I'm going to put it somewhere and keep it. But it does look so much better without it. You can see how much brighter and more sharp it looks. Now I still can't get this. I don't know what's up with the centering. So that should be about how that looks. Like that. And you can see it does go all the way down to the bottom. It should be in the middle. But overall it looks pretty good. Definitely a lot sharper. Looks a lot better than it did with this on there. Not really on camera, but it does in real life. Especially when it's darker. Still have to clean the cabinet, but other than that, that's pretty good. So, look how long that phosphor stays. I can still see it. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching.